like talking on the internet to people, talking on YouTube and stuff. I absolutely love it now. It's great, you know what I mean? Because I just get to talk about stuff that I like. And I don't know, I've just got some really unique ideas about stuff, I think, and I've got a really different way of looking at things, and I just want to get it across to people. And like I said, I just want to help people to understand, really, because when I was growing up, right, there was so many questions that I had about the universe and stuff, and I used to ask people, and no one could ever answer me properly, you know what I mean? Not satisfactorily. And I always thought, oh, I'm never going to be able to learn physics, it's so complicated, I can't do equations, you know, mathematics, I can't add up, to be honest. I can't do sums, like basic multiplication, division, that kind of stuff. I can't do it. I don't know my times tables either, but I can write about the Riemann hypothesis, and I can write about Birchman-Swinson dye conjecture, Navier-Stokes equations, and I can understand it as well. If you read my website, protheory.com, on Pro Answers. I mean, imagine if you wrote that though, that happened to you, you just found out an idea that allowed you to see in your own mind what everything is, you know what I mean? And without being able to add up and stuff, I mean, this is great, you know what I mean? I love this, and I just like thinking about stuff. I've always thought, because I grew up manic depressive, you see, it's uncommon in children under 12, but I've also got ADHD and I'm dyslexic, you see, so my head is just like a video going on overdrive all the time, full colour, full sound, like full on video in my mind ever since I can remember, really. My earliest memory is pretty much 2 years old when I left my old house. I don't mean I can remember everything, I mean I remember a certain event. And I mean, my head's basically been going overdrive since I was born. Just zip, 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 million miles an hour. I can't calm down now. I'm still not on any medication or anything. I adjusted my life. I mean, I've got an extremely positive attitude. I have to have. Doesn't mean I feel positive all the time. I have to have positive thoughts, because I don't feel positive. I have to control myself. That's what my life's always been about. And the way I do this, the way I learned to do this when I was a child, to survive every day, just to get by, I had to learn things all the time. And I developed this plan, and I thought, well, I'm going to try and understand as much about everything as I possibly can. I never thought I'd understand the whole lot, to be honest. Like, I feel like I do now, but that's by the by. And I just thought, right, if I keep studying psychology and stuff, you know, like philosophy, like religion and everything, if I study it all, then somehow or other I'll realise what I'm doing wrong, because that's what I always thought. I thought, I'm doing wrong, I feel bad. I didn't realise, I didn't know what manic depression was, and ADHD and everything, why I couldn't concentrate, why I couldn't sit still, why I did these random things like jump out of windows and stuff, and like, I can't talk about some other stuff that I've done, but I don't mean, like, I've never hurt anybody, don't get me wrong here. I'm not like classically sort of mad or anything. But I just used to do these random things as a kid, like jump out of windows and just do random things, like just walk to people's houses and just like pick things up and go and just do stuff without thinking. And that's what it was. It wasn't, you know, I couldn't think. But another time I couldn't stop thinking. It's either I couldn't stop thinking about something in an extreme focus, or I couldn't think about anything. I was just thinking about everything at once. So basically, I couldn't stop thinking. Okay, I'm not talking about thoughts. I'm talking about video. That is what I mean when I say thinking. Like, Bing, it's in here, right in here, okay? I can see everything in here without going out of anywhere. I don't need to go anywhere, I can just see it all in my head. And basically I didn't know what to do with this power, I suppose. It is power, electricity is power, energy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about me being powerful, I'm talking about my head was on overdrive and I didn't know what to do with it. So I thought, well, I might as well put it to a good purpose, okay? So I just started studying stuff and kept on studying, just reading whatever I could, and I never really got into physics until I wrote Pro Theory. And eventually I just had a breakthrough, and that's what turned into Pro Theory. But I mean, that's the whole point. I thought I was doing something wrong, and I thought if I can learn or understand as much about everything, the whole lot, history, everything, time, you know, time travel, all these things that sort of gave me an escape, I suppose, from the awful feelings that I felt all the time, you know. Way beyond depression, it's actual pain when you are manic depressive, like I am, you know. And I'm not complaining here, I'm just being literal that, you know, if you're manic depressive as well, you'll understand what I'm describing really, I suppose. And like I say, the only way through it for me was to think, just think round it. I couldn't feel round it, I couldn't feel better. I knew, and I didn't accept, but I just knew that I was going to feel bad, whatever, but I could think good. Even if I felt awful, that like I can't put into words, I could think round it. I could separate the emotions, the feeling, from the thoughts, you see, and that's how I kept going through it. I kept thinking, right, in the future, this is going to happen and such, and I thought about time and stuff, and it just gave me a flow round the blockage that is manic depression, really. It's a bit of a cliche example, but it's like a great rock in a stream. It can dam up the water and stuff, but if the water can go round it and flow round it, the blockage is still there, but there's a trickle going through it, so it's not 100% anymore. And that's what got me going, really. It's just I kept thinking, and then eventually I wrote all this pro theory and all the rest of it. I mean, like I say, that's just a name for this idea that I had. You know, I had to call it something. I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know what names were taken, and I'm called Pro. That's just my nickname, so I've got pro theory anyway. Positive reacting opposites. Positivity being the key to pro theory, but that's the idea of it all. Just to be more positive or less negative, whatever you call it.